Order of pedals. What order should you put your pedals in? Very misunderstood, potentially very complicated, but there's a few do's and don'ts that if you follow, you're going to get a result that's good for you. My name's Gary Clinton. Welcome to GMI. Welcome back, folks. So we were talking about pedal order. I from experience and from speaking to players that I know on the pro circuits and players who are running out of studios all the time, or even sort of hobbyists, there's a general kind of rule of thumb that you can follow with the order of your pedals and which order they should be in. It depends on if you've got a pedal in every kind of category, which I actually don't, but I'll tell you what I've done anyway, and I've kind of followed most of the rules, I suppose, but not all of them, because they don't all suit me, and every pedal board's unique. The first thing I've got is a tuner. I think to run into the tuner before anything is always a good idea, and most tuners will offer you a silent tuning option anyway. Then what you want to do is try and have all your distortions and your gain-based pedals first. Now, I'm actually not using a distortion pedal on this line per se. I actually use the microsynth sometimes, the square wave function for a distortion. But the reason for that is that if you put distortions and gain-based pedals after like modulation and pitch-based effects and delays, you sometimes get noise coming off of these pedals when you're using them, and if your distortion comes after it, you're also going to be adding all the kind of noise that may come off other pedals. You're going to amplify that as well. So it's usually good to start off with your gain-based pedals first. What would follow next typically would be modulation pedals, maybe some pitch-based effects pedals as well, maybe like whammies. However, I don't actually have any of that, and the actual kind of order of all that, that's in many ways up to you. But whatever happens after distortion should be that kind of bracket, the modulation bracket. Then what you want to do, and as I've said, I don't have any modulation pedals on this board because I don't need them, or I don't want to use them for this particular board. The last thing on your pedal board should be time-based effects. So what I've got here is the Boss DD5 digital delay and the head rush as well. So they're by delay pedals. And then I've chosen to put the reverb after that, so the reverb's last. That's so that whatever you've done, whether you've used synthesizer pedals or distortions or modulation, all of that is then able to be delayed. So that all that signal goes into the delay and then that can all be delayed. If you delay it first, if you consider what the delay puts out a very chopped up version of your original signal, and then that would then go into, say, a chorus pedal or a modulation pedal, and the result of that is usually not great. However, that might be the desired effect that you want. I'm not saying that's not a blanket rule, don't do that, but that is a good way to start. So you've got your distortions, you've got modulation and other effects in that kind of bracket, and then you've got time-based effects. Now, I've chosen to put my volume pedal after my reverb, after everything, and I really just use this so I can quickly reduce my volume live, and I can do volume swells with it, and I can also have two different volumes if I want, and everything is controlled by that, so I can reduce the volume of everything in a oneer. But I do know some guitar players that like to put that before the reverb, so if they want to do an immediate cut of the signal, you still get the reverb tail. If you put it where I've got it, just remember that if you've got a reverb tail and you want to cut the sound immediately, the reverb tail will also cut. But that doesn't bother me because I actually need that to happen anyway. Just so you know what this is a kill switch that I got made by, again, Buzz Electronics. They made this specifically for me. I asked them to make it. It's just a kill switch. So I can just, because I've got 3 different lines, I can just kill everything with one press. Now, the last thing is equalization. I've spoken to many guitar players and also read online that a lot of the advice you get about EQ is to put it first. Because if you want something specifically to happen to your signal, then you should sort of sculpt the signal shape first. Because if that's important to you, that's what's going into all of your pedals. But again, it's about the individual. It's about what you want to achieve with your pedal board. Now, I experimented with this. Sometimes on my line 6, I just want a little bit more bite out of some of the synthier sounds. And therefore, I put this at the end of the line, of my second line. If I put this first, if I say I want to boost the bass or something like that down there at 100, 200 hertz, if I feed that in to the synthesizer pedal, what I found was it just overloaded it, and it was just no use. Whereas I've putting it after it was a much better effect. So for me, the EQ worked better at the end. But there are some pedals in some situations where that might go at the start. Wah-wah as well, that's an EQ-based pedal, probably would go at the start again, but it depends if you want to then, if you've got lots of pedals on, maybe your wah-wah, you want that to, affect lots of different pedals being switched on at the same time, rather than feeding the WAD signal into your pedals. You will get slightly different results. Experiment. See what works well for you. Thank you for watching this video lesson on pedal order. We hope we've given you a good starting point that you can now go away and see what's right for you and see what works for you. Remember, experimentation is the key. You can try them in different orders and see what the result is. If you're watching this on YouTube, please remember and subscribe for more fantastic videos and video lessons. Also, over at www.guitarandmusicinstitute.com, there's more lessons for you there.